Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Jens and I've been working professionally in IT and with Linux systems for the past decade. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Home Assistant with Zigbee to MQTT so that you can start your home automation journey. For this video, you're gonna need a few pieces of hardware. You're gonna need a Zigbee dongle. In this case, mine is just the Son of 3. So it's a Son of USB 3 Zigbee adapter. And you're also going to need a smartplug or some Zigbee device that you can connect to your dongle. In this case, I'm using just a simple power switch. So in this case, this is just a generic Zigbee compatible power socket. This will enable you to turn on and off the power of this switch from a distance. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so I have a virtual machine here already set up with Docker. If you don't know how to install Docker, I'm gonna leave a video up here where I show you how to install Docker. In this case, this VM is a Rocky 9 VM. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up Home Assistant. So we're going to do all of our setup with Docker. You know, in this channel, we love Docker. So let's get started. So we're going to navigate to /opt and we're going to create a new folder called Home Assistant. Now we're going to go into the Home Assistant and we're going to create our Docker Compose. So we're going to do vim docker/compose.yml. I'm going to copy here the configuration that I already have. I'm going to leave this in the description below so that you can copy and paste. Now we're going to do our set paste command here to make sure the format is correct. Okay, so a very simple Docker Compose configuration file. We have our image, we have our container name, our ports, our environment variables. We have our configuration file, or more like our volumes with our configuration file. We have our restart policy, and we are also defining a network, so a front-end network. Okay, once this is done, we're just going to save and quit, and we're going to run the command docker compose up dash. Okay, this is going to pull the image from the Docker repo, and it's going to set up this Docker container for us. So now that the container is up, we can check if everything is correct. So we can do docker ps, and as we can see, we have our Home Assistant container up and running. And we can also check the Docker network. So you can do docker network ls, and as you can see, our Home Assistant front-end network is created here. So let's validate that our Home Assistant Docker container is actually up and running. So what we need to do is we need to open a browser. In this case here, I have Chrome, and we're going to go to the IP of our VM or our machine. And as you can see, Home Assistant is up and running. So now we're going to create our smart home. Here, we're just going to go through a really simple setup. I'm just going to put the name can be admin, the password can be anything you want, and then you just create account. Here, you don't really need to put anything. You can just continue. Country, you can do United States. We don't really want to send any analytics back. We're just going to disable all of them. Click next and you're all set. Now that we have Home Assistant up and running, now it's time to create our MQTT server. So we're going to go back to our OPT folder and we're going to create the MQTT folder. So mkdir MQTT, there we go. And we're going to go into this folder. So we're going to create our Docker Compose. Vim docker compose.yml. We're going to put our set paste command here and we're going to copy and paste our MQTT server configuration file. So very simple. We have our image here. We have a container name, our ports, our volumes, or our folders that we are trying to map. Restart unless stop, and we're plugging it into the Home Assistant front-end network. So once that's done, we save and quit. And now before running the container, we're going to pre-create the configuration folder. So mkdir config. And we're going to go inside and we're going also to pre-create the configuration file. So we're going to do vim and mosquitto.conf. That's the name of the configuration. We're going to click I for insert and we're going to put our configuration file. Now, this configuration file is not configuring a password for accessing your MQTT server. We're going to do that once the server is up and running. You could run the server like this without the password, but I highly suggest that you create the password. We're going to save our configuration file. We're going to go back to our MQTT folder and we're going to execute our Docker Compose up. Okay, it's gonna pull the image. Now we can check the logs by doing Docker Compose logs. And as we can see, our MQTT Mosquitto server is running and listening on the correct ports. So now it's time to secure our MQTT server. So for this, we're going to execute the following commands to generate a password. So first, we're going to log in into the container's shells by doing docker exec-it mqtt sh. Okay, so we're here inside the shell of the Docker container. So we're going to execute the following command to generate a password. The command mosquitto password, and we're going to put the -c to specify a password file. In this case, the password that we're going to generate is going to get encrypted into this file. And then this is the name of the username that you want to use. So we're going to execute this command and then we're going to use our password and then we're going to confirm our password and that's it. We can exit out of the shell of the Docker container and we can now navigate to the config file. And as you can see, we have a password file. So if you try to open this password file, you're only going to see the encrypted password. So now we need to go and modify our configuration file. So we're going to use vim mosquitto. And here we need to specify what password file do we want to use to secure our MQTT server. We're just going to create a new line here and we're going to specify our password file. In this case, it's mosquitto.conf pw5. Okay, we're going to save that. And then we're going to go back. We're going to do docker compose down to bring down the container. We're going to do docker compose up to bring back the container. We're going to check the logs. And as you can see, the MQTT server is up and running. Okay, so now that we have our MQTT server up and running, it's time to set up Zigbee to MQTT. So we're going to go back to our previous folder and we're going to create now the folder for Zigbee. So mkdir. So now we have our Zigbee folder. We're going to create our docker compose configuration file. So docker compose.yml. Same thing, we're going to do our set paste and insert, and we're going to paste our Docker configuration file. Very simple. We have our services Zigbee to MQTT. We have our Zigbee image, and we also have our Zigbee container name, our restart policy on let's stop. So here we need to map our USB dongle into the container. So to be able to find out this serial number or like the name of your USB dongle, let's save our file first, and then we're going to list -l into /dev serial by ID. And here is where you get that information. So just grab the information of your dongle and you just need to put it here. Once that's done, in this case, I am mapping port 8080 to A123. This is because we're using Home Assistant. So this is the port of Home Assistant. And we're also mapping a few volumes. Here we have the data folder, and we're also going to map our run udep folder. So basically here we're just mapping what you have on the host into the Docker container. And of course our time zone is the same, America, Toronto, and we're also plugging it into the Home Assistant front-end network. Okay, so once that's done, we can save and quit. Hey, if you like the video so far, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Now let's get back to the video. And before we start our container, we're also going to pre-populate our configuration file. So we're going to create a folder called data. We're going to go inside the folder and we're going to create our configuration.yaml. This is the Zigbee to MQTT configuration file. So we're going to open it. We're going to do our set paste and we're going to paste our configuration. So, okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about this configuration file. So Home Assistant true because we're actually using Home Assistant. Now the port of Home Assistant is 123. Very important. This needs to match. And here we're going to define our MQTT servers. The base topic is just the name that you want to put it. I'm just going to use Zigbee to MQTT. And our actual server is just MQTT and the port number. Where am I getting this information? So this information comes from the Docker PS. Because we're plugging it into the same network, it can use the Docker DNS to be able to resolve the name to an IP. So in this case, the name of our MQTT server is actually just MQTT, as you can see here. So that's why it works when we use only the DNS and the port number. Remember the password that we created in the previous part of the video? Well, here is where we need to specify it. We're going to specify our MQTT user and our password. I'm going to define the permit join as false by default. I don't want random devices logging into my server, so false by default. We're going to use the serial port of the TTY AMC 0. If you notice from our Docker Compose, you can see that we're mapping our serial dongle into that device inside the container. So that's why we're using that device. So if we go back to our configuration file, now here there's a few things that I like to add. For example, availability active timeout 10. This will add actually a column on your Zigbee to MQTT telling you if your devices are online or if they just fall out of the network. This is really useful when you need to troubleshoot issues with the server not connecting to your devices. And we have some advanced configuration that we do here. The one important here to take note is the channel. This Zigbee dongle that I have is actually running on the 2.4 gigahertz channel. And so this will make it so that it's going to interfere with your Wi-Fi at home. If you have a Wi-Fi at home that uses 2.4 gig, you might encounter some interference between your Wi-Fi and your Zigbee devices. So the default channel of the Zigbee dongle is channel 11. At home, you might be using channel 11. So in this case, I'm going to specify channel 26. I have a little chart here that is very useful to explain how the 2.4 gig Wi-Fi signal works. So as you can see here, channel 1, channel 6, and channel 11 are the most used ones from your Wi-Fi. I'm using channel 26 just because it's at the very end of the curve. It's going to interfere a lot less with channel 11 here. here. So you can choose either channel that you want here, and this might vary at home. Maybe you have other devices or your Wi-Fi is in a different channel. So you can try a few channels here to see which one is the most stable one. Okay, so coming back to our configuration file, all of the other advanced settings are just the default settings for the Home Assistant, so there's not much to change there or anything. So once we have our configuration file, we're going to save our file. We're going to go back to our zigbee2mqtt, and we're going to run our Docker Compose up. Okay, it's going to pull the image and it's going to run the container. Okay, so the container is up. Maybe we can check the logs. Okay, and as you can see, zigbee2mqtt is started. Let's clear our terminal, and then now we're going to do a Docker PS. And as you can see, our Docker container here is also up and running on port 8080. So if we go back to our browser, that means that we can now navigate to our same server, but now on port 8080, and we should have the zigbee2mqtt interface. So now it's time to plug everything together. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Home Assistant. We're going to go to Settings, and then we're going to go to Devices and Services, and we're going to add the MQTT integration. So here we just need to type MQTT, and as you can see, the integration is there. We click on the first one. Here we need to specify what is our MQTT server. So in this case, we're going to use the same logic as before. We're going to use the Docker DNS to resolve this. We just need to type the name of the container and the username and password like we did previously. So the username is MQTT user and the password that we set in our password file. And with this, we are connected. We can just click on finish. And now our Home Assistant is plugged into our MQTT server. Okay, so now that we have everything plugged in together, it's time to pair our smart plug. I have plugged the smart plug into my power cord here, and now it's time to pair it. To pair the smart plug, what you're going to do, as you can see, at least in this model, it has a little button here, and it just tells you when the power is on or when the power is off. On the zigbee2mqtt interface, we're going to click on permit join. So now our server is looking for devices. We're going to go back to our plug here, and we're just going to press and hold until the light starts to flash either purple or blue. Okay. And once that's done, as you can see on the screen, our plug is paired to our server. So what we can do here is we can edit our device. So we're going to click here on the little crayon, and let's just give it a more descriptive name other than the serial number or whatever. We're going to say that this is going to be the kitchen light or kitchen plug. We're going to click here to update the Home Assistant entity ID also, so that the name gets updated in our Home Assistant server. So once that's done, we're going to click on rename device. All right, so now we have our kitchen plug. So we actually can click on the kitchen plug and control it from within the zigbee2mqtt interface. For example, if we click here on exposes, you can see that right now the plug is on. But if I show you here the plug, as you can see, is on. Now I'm going to click on the off button here, and you can see that the plug goes off. This is all controlled by Wi-Fi by the channel 26 from the Zigbee dongle. And let's say we're going to click on, and it turns back on. How cool is that? Now we can go back to our Home Assistant, and we can then click refresh. Okay, we need to log back in. And as you can see now in our dashboard, our kitchen plug is displayed here. By doing the entity update, now zigbee2mqtt has updated the entity in our Home Assistant. So that's why we can see here that our kitchen plug is now automatically added to our dashboard. Of course, here in Home Assistant, you can configure and customize it as much as you want. It's very open for you to do whatever you want. But as we can see here, it tells us like how much electricity is consuming, and it's also giving us the button to turn it on and off. So we can actually control the plug from within Home Assistant too. Let's try it out. So as you can see, the plug right now is on, and then we click on the Home Assistant button, and then it goes off. We wait a few seconds, and then we click on again, and as you can see, the plug is back on. So how cool is that? We can have all of these plugs in your house controlling whether stuff is on or off, or it can be a light bulb, or it can be a motion sensor. And then with this, you can just configure and start your automation journey. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, you're going to love this one here where I show you how to protect yourself from hackers. So check it out.